Hey guys, welcome to Big Loss Official. Today we're going to look at my top 10 strongmen never to win the World's Strongest Man. The only thing bigger than Manfred Herb's arms were his massive personality. And in the early 90s, Manfred was an athlete on the rise. Manfred had held multiple national and international titles. He was 7 times Austria's strongest man, 2 times Europe's strongest man, and twice the winner of the World Muscle Power Championships. At the 1994's World's Strongest Man contest, just a second separated Manfred and Magnus Magnusson on the Atlas Stones, and Manfred narrowly missed out on taking the ultimate title that year. Unfortunately, he was involved in a near-fatal car accident shortly after the 94 competition, and after suffering a nasty bicep injury when trying to return to competing in 97, he was unable to push at the top level again. Hugo Girard had a decent run at the World's Strongest Man, qualifying for the final 6 years in a row and placing 4th at the 1999 competition. But his biggest successes in the sport came at other strongman contests. Hugo was 6 times Canada's Strongest Man and won 5 of the Strongman Super Series shows, which were notoriously heavy contests. It could be that Hugo was just better suited to the one-day shows, which was why we never saw the same level of success at the World's Strongest Man. But there's no doubt he enjoyed a hugely successful career and will go down as one of the best guys never to win. Mike Jenkins burst onto the strongman scene back in 2007, and by 2011 he had qualified for both the World's Strongest Man and the Arnold Strongman Classic. He came second at the Arnold's in 2011 and went on to win the show ahead of the likes of Zydrunas Savickas and Brian Shaw in 2012. Tragically, Mike passed away in 2013 at the age of 31, and we never got to see his true potential. Mike's passing is a loss still felt in the strongman community today. Two-time World's Strongest Man podium finisher Terry Hollins qualified for an impressive 9 World's Strongest Man finals between 2006 and 2014. The World's Strongest Man format, where events are completed over a longer period of time, suited him well, and some of his best performances took place on the biggest stage in the sport. In 2015, he took a year out from strongman, and in 2019, we saw him hit the bodybuilding stage after undergoing a huge lifestyle transformation. Terry is back competing in strongman now and aims to qualify for a 10th World's Strongest Man final. Lars Headland only competed in the World's Strongest Man 3 times back in the late 70s, but with 2 second place finishes and 1 third place, he clearly had the potential to be a World's Strongest Man champion. The Swedish powerhouse won Europe's Strongest Man in 1981 and was the EPF European Powerlifting Champion in 1980, and he had a raw bench press of 285 kilograms. Badan Horst started his career in strength sports as a powerlifter and was the WPC World Powerlifting Champion for 3 consecutive years in the late 80s. After crossing over to strongman, he won South Africa's Strongest Man a total of 8 times and was the winner of an IFSA Grand Prix in 1999. Herb was one of my personal favourite athletes to watch on the World's Strongest Man thanks to his charismatic performances. He was able to make the podium twice, but was always the nearly man and was never able to take the overall win. Finnish superstar Riku Kiri is often referred to as one of the strongest men never to win the World's Strongest Man, and with good reason. Riku enjoyed a hugely successful career in strongman and was the 3-time Europe's Strongest Man, twice the IFSA European Open winner, twice the World Strongman Challenge winner, and 4 times Europe's Hercules champion. Riku made the World's Strongest Man podium 3 times, but was plagued by ankle injuries and was unfortunately unable to take the title that many people believed was inevitable. Llaas has always been a little overlooked due to competing alongside the greatest of all time, Zydrunas Savickas, but he was an incredible athlete in his own right. He was intensely calm during contest, but friendly with a great sense of humour behind the scenes. I've personally enjoyed many battles with Llaas over the years. Known for his ridiculously wide shoulders, at 5'10", Llaas was considerably shorter than his monster-sized rivals such as Brian Shaw and Hafthor Bjornsson. Llaas' best performance at World's Strongest Man came in 2012, where he put on an incredible performance, but that year's final event, the Power Stairs, was much better suited to the taller men, and Llaas lost out on the win. In 2013, he won the biggest title in his career, where he won the Arnold Strongman Classic against some seriously strong competition, and he also went on to win the World Team Championships alongside his brother Marius. The World's Strongest Man favourite, Odie Wilson, was a giant of a man. The former world powerlifting champion weighed in at 400 pounds and measured 6 feet 5 inches tall. At the 1990 World's Strongest Man contest, Odie was winning by 5.5 points going into the final event, which was a 200 metre track race with the athletes carrying 100 kilos of bricks on their backs. This, unlike any event we'd seen at the World's Strongest Man before, and wasn't well suited to the 400 pound Odie. He ended up losing out the title to Jean-Paul Sigmarsson by 0.5 point and vowed to take the win the following year. In 1991, Odie suffered a prolapsed disc and placed 5th at that year's contest. Tragically, just a few weeks after the 91 competition, Odie was completing a radio interview and complained of chest pains. After stepping outside for some fresh air, he collapsed and passed away. He was only 37 years old. Derek Poundstone won almost everything there was to win in Strongman. The 3 times America's Strongest Man won 3 Strongman Super Series titles and was the winner of the highly regarded Fortissimus contest in 2008. At the 2008 World's Strongest Man final, Derek was leading the current champion Marius Pudzianowski by 1 point going into the Atlas Stones. The two were almost neck and neck, but a small misfire by Derek led to him dropping the 5th stone and missing out on the overall win. In 2009, Derek went on to win the Arnold Strongman Classic and was able to successfully defend his title in 2010. Derek never again came close to winning the World's Strongest Man contest, but his competition wins and solid performances throughout the sport make him a true strongman legend, and in my eyes, the greatest strongman never to win World's Strongest Man.